into a menu that would read beautifully. Vitamin roasted golden sesame seeds. So that's that product.
How many steps of filtration do they go through?
Of sorting.
Yeah.
So firstly, very high quality product is sourced, and then it goes through 13 steps of sorting and cleaning and roasting. Wadaman, if you think about the size of these sesame seeds, one thing Takahiro always emphasised to me was, because of their size, the roasting times and the tolerances for time and temperature that they work with are very, very small. So they need to monitor, and they change from batch to batch, and with the weather and with the pressure of the gas, for instance, so there's lots of variables. So they need to watch very carefully and manage the level of roasting that's going on. And the variables that they're working with are down to individual, like 1 or 2 degrees or 1 or 2 seconds within a very tight tolerance. And what they're trying to achieve with the sesame seed is to get the heat into the middle of the sesame seed and pop the sesame seed to give it that beautiful texture, and also roast it to the correct length so that it has that beautiful roasted sesame seed flavour. This is an example of a simple product, a very humble product, elevated to where it's absolutely extraordinary. Roasted golden sesame seeds. This product is roasted white sesame seeds from Wadaman, coated and roasted again, heated up again with shoyu. So the result of this is, again, what we're looking at is a beautiful, even level of roasting and sorting. You can see almost no sort of broken material, no husk in there, or certainly no extraneous material. They all look very similar. And when you eat them, you notice there's a beautiful crunch to them, a full flavour, and nuttiness, and then you get that gorgeous salty kick of shoyu. So again, you could use these as a little garnish, incorporate a bit more salad, anywhere where you want that salty nuttiness. Beautiful product. So roasted shoyu sesame seed from Wadaman. Now, using that product and also black sesame seed and freeze-dried ume and some seaweed, we've got Wadaman's ume furikake. Furikake is a widely used rice seasoning in Japan, and you can certainly use that for here. Often the varieties of this include MSG. This, of course, doesn't. But it's designed to give a saltiness, a nuttiness, and a crunchiness, a textural element, but also appear beautiful, and this certainly does. You could use this in salads again to coat meat, so fish particularly. We've had even a chef do a dessert with it, and I like it because you have the saltiness, the crunch, and then you've got this real kind of lifted acidity of the freeze-dried ume. It's quite unusual. So Wadaman furikake with sesame and ume. Next up, we're going to move down to the oils. We might start with the lightly roasted black sesame oil. So this is a sesame oil that has been lightly roasted, so it's designed to be quite much lighter in flavour than the dark roasted sesame oil. Designed so that you can incorporate a subtle nuttiness of sesame without the potential of overwhelming the main ingredient of the dish. It's lovely for mixed with a little rice wine vinegar, or even Yamaki's ponzu sauce for a light salad dressing. And as you can see just by observing it, you can see the lightness in the colour straight away. So when smelling it, it's distinctively sesame oil. It's got a nuttiness, but it's very, very light. Yum. I think you could pan fry and sear in this oil as well. That's Yamaki's lightly roasted black sesame oil. Next up, we've got Yamaki's dark roasted golden sesame oil. It's got a beautiful colour to it. It's nice and liquid. It's not thick and syrupy. It's a good sign it's not oxidized. On smelling it, it's got this wonderful perfume. Like it's very, like if you were to put this a little bit of heat behind this garnish, a warm dish, it would fill the room with that lovely aroma, perfume really. And a little goes a very, very long way. So the pressing of this is roasted. This is firstly a very good golden sesame that's been roasted on a different roasting line to these. It's been sorted very well. These are first quality sesame seeds. It's been gently pressed and gently extracted. Now, differences between this and commercially available sesame seed oil. Firstly, it's a single variety. This is only roasted golden sesame seeds. They're roasted very well and carefully, so it's not second grade material. It's not white and black sesame seeds as well that have been rejected from other lines, and it's certainly not chemically extracted. The other thing I'd say about this is it's in a small bottle and it's carefully handled, and because of that, it's not oxidized. It hasn't got that greasy mouthfeel, and it's still got those beautiful lifted perfume flavors. The best ways to tell if an oil's been oxidized is that greasy, buttery mouthfeel, and it won't have any of those beautiful, beautiful perfumed aromas. So Wadaman's roasted golden sesame oil. Next up, Wadaman's roasted black sesame seed paste. This is 100% black sesame. It is an extremely high quality example of this. Black sesame paste has been around for a long time. It's used in a lot of ice creams and desserts. But why is this different? Well, firstly, it uses beautifully roasted. The control on the roasting is very controlled, and the pressing is very gentle and slow, which doesn't heat the product and doesn't oxidate the product. So it has a very smooth mouthfeel. It's very, very thick. It separates naturally. You can see from looking at this that there's an oil on the top, and there's the solid material below. So to use it, you simply just take it about, and then give it a very, very good stir up to reconstitute that. Amazing with like fats and creams, with ice cream. It has a very, very deep black that is very attractive on a plate. A lovely, nutty, full flavour.
Can be used as an alternative to squid ink in pasta or vegan dishes.
So Yamaki's black sesame paste. Lastly, a non-sesame product from friends of Takahiro's from Wadaman. This is a native product to Osaka, where Wadaman is from, and this is sancho pepper, Japanese sancho pepper. I think this is the best example of this I've ever seen. It's very fresh and very, very powerful. This is only a 10-gram packet, this very attractive packet, but I can tell you 10 grams is very much a food service size. So if you open it up and have a smell, it's got a lemoniness, sort of lemongrassiness, and it's a lovely sort of green colour. It's powdered. So this is harvested by hand and then dried, and very carefully dried. So on tasting this, you get a lemoniness on the palate, and it continues lemony, and then all of a sudden, like in one go, it changes, and you get a numbingness. In fact, when you do a tasting on this with a group of people, you'll see they'll be doing the tasting, and they'll be sitting there thinking about the tasting, and then they'll automatically kind of go, "Oh wow, what was that?" And they'll turn to their friends and think, "Oh, you know, my mouth is numbing." It's a very persistent flavour. I think traditionally it's used in Japanese cuisine often with grilled eel, and you can imagine that fatty earthiness of grilled eel working well with that. It's still early days for how people will use this quality of Sancho in Western cookery, but some of the examples we've seen so far are with Wagyu steak, a little bit with salt and on Wagyu steak. Grilled octopus we've heard also, which I think would work well. And then in a sweet application, a tiny little bit on top of a yuzu sorbet. That's Wadaman's Sancho. Thanks very much.